Well, good afternoon, viewers. And here we are at Knowles Garden Tractors and Firewood again today. So, what I have I think, figured out here is that these studs here are welded in the back side. And the reason why I think that is the other side that I took apart is still good and solid, and after me hitting on them with a hammer just to loosen up the washers, just lightly tapping, they never move. So if they weren't welded in there, I would have guessed that they would have broke free from the rust, I would think. The reason why this one broke out of its spot is because of the paint that was on the bolts. And it was too hard for it to come off, so it broke the weld in behind when I was trying to turn the nut off with the impact drill. And this is all my guess now, but this is what I'm thinking. So the one down in here that's broke right out, I would think that maybe the same thing kind of happened, but it might have been partially broke before I started at it. Because I had it over in the bench over here and I was trying to get the nut off of it. And I had an awful job trying to wind the nut off because of the paint. And paint normally comes off without too much trouble, I used to find, but I guess not today or yesterday. Anyway, I had to heat that nut to get it to come off of there. So I'm going to weld this back in, I think. I'm going to hold this one in where I think it should be, and I'm going to weld around it. And then I'm going to hold this one in the hole here where it should be. And I'm going to weld it in. I hope. I got a lot of cleaning to do there on the rust and all that kind of stuff. And I got to lay down on the floor around here and do that welding. Now, if I lay down on the floor, I could go to sleep because of my age, off to sleep we go. Anyway, it's going to be difficult to do there, but that's what I'm going to try and do. And it won't be today. So I'll try that tomorrow, maybe. Maybe. I'm still in the thinking process, but I think I've kind of got it. Well, I have a plan anyway. Now, whether it's the right plan or not, that I don't know either. And we still haven't found bearings yet, so that's another problem. My son is looking into that, so. So I got my blanket down here so that if I feel like having a sleep, I can just curl up with the blanket, and there I am. I'm all nice and warm and toasty. Yeah. Okay. So in this clip up here somewhere, so you can see a little bit of the
video is
process, maybe
vertical instead of horizontal. And when I went in to do the videoing, I think, or I don't know what happened for sure, but I think I pointed the camera directly to the floor, and that for some reason changes the video from horizontal to vertical. And then when you come back up to your normal position, it doesn't change it back. So all this clip is kind of
new
vertical instead of horizontal.
Video.
Anyway, all I did in this clip was basically cleaned up the bolts that I wanted to weld into the side
there we go.
of the blower there. So
I'll lie down and see what
So
happens
I'm going
here.
to kind of
I
cut
think
this
it's
off
me,
here, and I'll continue on with a little bit more of this, but that'll be about it, and then it'll go on to something else.
All right, quick look here, see. There's no cleaner. I guess if there's some, I don't know. I guess that's not too bad. All right, so I kind of got a little more done here. I guess I got some ambition today, maybe. Now, if I can find my studio light. And okay, now I kind of get in there with the Dremel drill a bit. Got things kind of shined up, so like I may have said, I'm going to weld this one first, and I'm going to move the auger up so that then I can get in here and do some more cleaning in here. I haven't got that up top here done yet. And I'm using, I put the little grinding disc on the Dremel drill. It's awkward to get in there, that's for sure. I guess I wasn't holding the camera right there. All right, that's about it for today, I guess. So I'll continue on tomorrow. And when I go to weld this, I'm going to heat these things with the torch. I have a map gas torch, so they'll get heated up a bit, so it'll be easier for the welder to zap into it. Sorry for the camera angles and moving around, but just laying on the floor is yeah, it's kind of difficult. A little bit more in here to do for grinding, maybe. Anyway, and I'll take some brake clean tool first and clean it up, and then I'll take the torch to it and have the welder all set up ready to go here. So I think the little half welder will do with the MIG welder, because it's not real heavy stuff, and like I say, if I get it hot first, it's easier for it to weld. Anyway, we'll cut you off there at that, and we'll get back to you again. All right, so here we are again today, and today is Friday. And today is February 28th. Boy, another month gone already. So we're going to move along here today and see if I can weld up those bolts on the other side there, over that side. And I'm slowly picking up things here to have there
to do this job. I got my torch there, I got a light there, and I got a little bit extra light. It's dark over there on that side because there's no light shining down on that too much. And even though I got some of the wood gone and light coming in through the window, it's still dark down where you want to see down there. So anyway, I'm going to slowly get things over. I get the half welder over there, and slowly trying to figure out what I'm going to do and what I'm going to need here. And still don't have any bearings, so I may be doing all this for nothing. Holy cats, it's terrible when you just can't find parts. I don't know why it happens to me all the time. You try to go look for something and no, they don't have it, they don't have it. And they can't find it anywhere. So nothing is simple to go and find anymore, it seems. Anyway, so I'm going to take some precautions here, and I'm going to disconnect the battery. And I'm going to disconnect the regulator in there so I don't accidentally ruin something. And I have to find a spot to put the ground on from the welder as close as I can get it to where I'm welding. And so that's going to be the thing here. I'm going to go in and have a little bit of a dinner, and then I'm going to come back and see what I'm going to do here. I did kind of get it cleaned up, so like I say, I'm going to try and do this top bolt first. This one here, hopefully. And then I'm going to have to lift this up and get at the bottom one better and do a little bit more cleaning on the bottom one. And then I got to clean up the bolt a little bit more on the bottom one. So anyway, that's what I am up to here today. So we'll see how this goes along. And if the other thing I was thinking, if I don't get those three bolt studs lined up perfectly to fit those, and then I can make those holes bigger to make it fit. So anyway, I just gotta see if I can get that done today, and then I'll try and concentrate on bearings. My son didn't seem to have any luck finding bearings either, so that's not going to be good. My next thought is if I had a lathe like Joseph has, what I might consider doing is I can buy a 7/8 bore bearing, or I could buy an inch one, or I can buy a 3/4 one, but I can't get a 13/16 one. So I thought, I don't know if there's anybody around. There must be somebody around here that does lathe work, but I was thinking that if I got a bigger bearing, a bigger bore bearing, then I could maybe make a sleeve or a bushing or something, but I don't know what they call them. And make it 13/16 so it goes on over that shaft on the auger. Right down there. And have it so that it would go into the 7/8 or inch bearing bore. That would be about my only other way to fix this, I think. Oh, well, I guess. Yeah, it'd be kind of slick to have one of them lathes where you could make that kind of stuff. Neat, 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 neat. If you had one of those, I've watched Joseph making things different times. Joseph asked Garden Tractor Boy. They make an awful lot of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go in for some din and, of course, do more thinking. And we'll get back to you here and see what is going to take place today. All right, so we're going to try and get the battery undone here and the regulator. Just take precaution because you never know what could happen. Anyway, there's our regulator, so it's out of the system. And we'll try and keep this battery wire. Check here somehow. You battery wire, you. Don't want that touching anything either. Alright, that looks like it's alright. Okay, so give you a look at that, I guess. Well, the battery disconnected at the ground and we'll disconnect it for the regulator. So we'll move on here. Alright, my video skills are going downhill again today. So I'm using this to give everything there and along here, and the ladder and across on the wood here and up there. So I certainly don't want Kenny's wood to go fire, that's for sure. Just a little precaution I like to do. If the spark happens to go somewhere, we'll having it sprayed. Just a quick spray like that will help deter the spark from doing anything. And then when I'm done welding, I'll go back over it. And I'll keep that water right there, just in case my blanket goes afire. Don't want that. Alright, I'll try and set this up here somewhere. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to point you towards the deck here. I'm not going to point you towards where I'm welding. Be kind of difficult to do that maybe, and for the other reason is, and I don't know if this would happen or not, but we don't want anybody to get arc eyes from watching the spark from the welding. Arc, I guess you could call it. So, and I have no idea whether a person could get arc eyes watching the video, but we don't want to take any chances, do we? Alright, so you should be able to see
the spare happening from there, and I got to get my light on here, and to get a little more light in this corner. So I'll get back to you in a few minutes here. Okay, we got you set up here now, so we'll see what happens here. Awkward spot. If I was 40 years younger, I'd be a lot easier to do. Oh yeah, I gotta get my ground cable on here somewhere. I think I'm gonna put that right here, hopefully. There now. No ground, I guess. I think my blanket is smoking. There, I put the end of that. now. Well, certainly not the best welding in the world, that's for sure. Oh, that's an aggravating spot to be at. Oh boy. All right, we're going to stop you there and we'll see what happens in the next go. We got to move the auger now. I got to move it up. All right, so we're moving right along here, just like a herd of girls. So if you can see or not, that is the welding. I don't think this weld out here that you're seeing that I didn't touch with the grinder yet anyway, it's going to really bother the sleeve that goes in there. I don't think it might, but I still got to do some more over here. I've got a little too much over there. And maybe down there. So once I have this bottom one welded in, I can move this auger down and then I can probably get into that location more. But I got to get this one welded and then get the grinder around it before I put that down, I suppose, too. So let's see if everything is working here. Yes, it is working. Okay, that's difficult doing this camera thing and trying to do this and trying to remember everything. Anyway, here we go. We're going to continue on. So I'll just shut you off for a second here. All right, so is it working? I'm going to try and make sure that, oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to try and tack it in here first. And then I'm going to maybe use the torch to warm it a bit. And then weld it in. That's the plan. Hopefully I remember that plan. Now I'll turn on the welder. Alright, I got the thing tacked anyway. It's not where I want it. I'll have to try and bend it without breaking it off. Right there again, yes.
And yes, I forgot to take the torch out, didn't I? Now, where's my fire system here? Alright, we'll just give her a little heat and see if that'll help some. Well, I guess it's in there, but I got a lot of grinding to do. It seems to be sort of solid, so that's not so bad, I guess. Yeah, a lot of grinding. A lot of grinding. Let's see if this will even fit in there. Yeah, it won't fit. So I got some bending to do too. Yeah. All right, now not too far, huh? A little bit. Closer. I guess you're still going to race, yeah. Oops. I It's going to be a long video, I think. Hopefully, with my brand new editing skills, I can fix it. There she goes. There she goes. All right, so it's just some more grinding. More grinding. Anyway, that's a step ahead, I guess. That's a step ahead. All right, I'll see if I can show you what's what here without making it all dizzy. So there we go. I got some gloves there to get off, but like I say, I was putting that pliers on it and grabbing those two that I welded in and was bending them to make it the end cap fit in, so they're in there fairly solid. So that's good. So sorry about the moving around here, but anyway, that's a little step ahead. So I'm going to shut you off there for now, and I'm going to get up out of this here and sit down somewhere. So my legs and knees are, holy cats, they're in trouble. All right, we're back again. I'm laying on the floor here, and I can't seem to get up, so I figured I might as well do a little more video. Anyway, that's what she's kind of looking like there now. I may have to do a little more here and there, but other than that, I think it's going to fit pretty good. And I did have to move them again, so they're still solid. And it's not like they're holding a whole lot of pressure. It's just holding the bearing on the shaft, basically. So, anyway, I may have to do a little bit of grinding on the back side of these, right there. And same thing with this one, on that edge. I'll just take that edge down a little bit, and that'll let that set it in a little further. Anyway, that's about it for now, I'd say. I'd have to say that this video is going to be done now, because that's about as far as I could go, other than, just doing a little bit of extra work here. So, and that's not going to be a whole lot to be able to see any difference, so I'll just kind of close this off here, and hopefully my editing skills can fix up this video. All right, I'm done. Have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing.